The team Hexamind finished in the third position in the World Rapid Team Championship, tied in the first one with the winners, who is the Dragon Siren, and the second place, who were the team of Erigaisi. But the Hexamind make a great tournament, just finishing with 1 point behind in the tiebreak. And the best player of the team was Firouzja, who was playing the first board, and he made an incredible performance. So I'm going to analyze the best game of Firouzja in that tournament. So let's see the game. Okay, Firouzja opened with e4, c5 by undraking, knight f3, e6, and he opens with d4. C takes d4, knight takes. Once again, I'm going to make my face bigger. Okay. Perfect. And here, undraking goes for the Can Sicilian. a6. Firouzja employed that idea in the Romanian Grand Tour some weeks ago in a rapid game against Caruana. Bishop d3 by Firouzja, that's the main move. I like this move. Knight c3, as in other Sicilian, have the problem of b5. Okay, it's playable, but I recommend bishop d3 here, bishop c5, knight b3, bishop b7, and now Firouzja goes with the aggressive queen g2, queen g4, attacking g7, knight f6, and queen g3, d6. The idea is not allow black to also castle, because then bishop h6 is coming, or sometimes queen d6 if you don't play d6. So queen d3 very interesting, d6, knight c3 just following the development, knight c6, bishop d2, and here undraking made a strange move. Here the most normal response for black is b5, just wanting to play bishop b7, rook c8, and b4. That's the most natural setup for black. But undraking played instead of that, for example, after b5, I can play a3, bishop b7, long castle, rook c8, h4, something like that. But undraking played e5, which is not the best because you are giving the d5 square, and Firouzja used that with a good response with knight d5, knight g4, and here, okay, he plays our castle, who is playable, but there are sharper ways to play. For example, rook f1, defending f2, and later going to long castle. For example, if h5, h4, avoiding h4, or you can just go long castle, sacrificing the f2 pawn. And if bishop f2 here, queen f3, and white have so much more development and the pawn doesn't matter. But okay, he played a solid sword castle. And here another mistake of undraking, who should play sword castle. The idea is of sword castle, okay, it's a logical move. If h3, for example, knight f6, bishop g5, knight h5, queen h4, f6. Black is still having some problems, but okay, that's the best defense for black. But the problem of knight e7 is that after h3, black is just completely lost. Because okay, in the other line at least, if you go sword castle after h3, you can return to f6. But now with the knight on e7, the move knight f6 here, it looks so weird because now the pawn structure is damaged. But undraking have on mind the idea of knight takes d5, pawn takes, and knight f6. But now Firouzja just can take the pawn on g7 and he's better. Knight takes d5, and Firouzja decide to go for another pawn, taking on h7. But was better just try to attack the black king in the center with c4, and if knight e7, bishop e3. If black plays, we can open the file. The rook is coming here, and black is going to have some troubles to place his king safe. And if knight f6 here, rook a1 with the idea of f4 was very, very strong, or e5 is in the air too. Instead of that, Firouzja take the pawn. Okay, white is still being better, but I think that is just stronger to go aggressive against the king. He decides to grab the pawn. Knight f6 and queen h4, bishop e6. And now I don't like the move played by Firouzja, king h1 without energy. He should play more active with bishop g5, pinning the knight, and black is obligated to capture the rook, probably, and queen g5, or if bishop d5 attacking g2, here rook e1. King h1, I don't like this move, it's very, very passive. And here undraking had an incredible idea with king d7. Just the plan is rook h8. So great move, king d7, rook e1, and now rook h8, queen g3, and queen e7, and coming with the other rook. And now is black the guy who is in the side of the attacking. 3 moves ago, we are seeing that white have a great attack in the center, And 3 moves later is black the guy who is on the attacking side. So the things can change so much in a chess game, of course, if you don't make accurate moves. Queen e7 of Andrei King, a mistake. And finally, Firouzja was the correct move, was bishop g5, pinning the knight and winning material. Andrei King needs to sacrifice the chains. Rook takes g5 is the only possibility now for black. Rook takes, queen takes, long castle, and Firouzja good move, regrouping the pieces. The knight is misplaced on b3. So great move, knight d2, rook g8, and now queen g4. If, for example, if queen d8 here, who was the recommendation of the machine, but it's hard to play, white can play knight d4 and just trade pieces. So okay, in queen d8, I don't really like this move. The machine likes, but I don't think that is so practical. d5, good move by Andrei King, avoiding knight d4. So Firouzja playing knight d2, wanting to play knight e4 and trade pieces. So we just avoid that with d5. Good move by Andrei King, and now c4 by Firouzja. He wants to play knight e4 and open files to attack the black king. Good move by Firouzja. Queen d8, pawn takes, bishop bishop f5. I don't like this check. I think that is a little bit unnecessary. f3 just because black is threatening to capture on g2. So f3 here was most logical move. Bishop f5 by Firouzja instead of that. And now again he should defend with f3, but he played knight f3. King a8, good move by Andrei King, placing his king safe. Rook a d1. And here Andrei King misses again. He can hold more or less the equal with bishop d4. Great move. Now, for example, rook takes and queen f4 or something like that. But the bishop on d4 is great because the knight never can take because this pawn is hanging. So bishop d4 was very nice. e4 by Andrei King, bad move. And now just Firouzja is completely winning with the exchange up because this bishop is close and the initiative of black is over. Knight e1, queen d6, and now good decision of Firouzja, just giving back the material, trying to alleviate the pressure. He don't need more material, he have an exchange up, but he have one extra pawn and he's going to take a second one on e4. So he doesn't need more material. Well, black can take with the queen because this knight is hanging, so after knight d5, queen takes e4 and white has two extra pawns and a completely winning position, of course. So I really like rook d5, just giving back a little bit of material, but having an easy position to play with two extra pawns. And the rest was more or less easy of Firouzja, who wants the 11th round. There are only 12 rounds. So great performance of Alireza Firouzja, who in the first day, he just made 1.5 points of 3. In the second day, he won the 4 games. And in the last day, he started he started drawing the first 2 games. And later he won the last 2 to secure the bronze medal for his team. Okay, his partners, of course, made a great tournament, of course. So let's see what happened in the Blitz tournament. I analyzed the road of the Dragon cheating and the solo performance of Liren. I made 2 different videos, one about Liren and one about the rest of his partners, and another video of the best game of the team of Are You Nerigaici. So you have that in the channel, so let's see the videos. Bye bye.